Good noon, everybody pips. And just at the very second that we go live, somebody is super chatting us because I can see the lights is blinking.
Might be more than one, by the
well,
way.
I don't know. Let's go over and see who's here because nobody tells me. Oh my goodness gracious me! Let's have a look. See where we got. Oh, and people are spamming hearts. Hold on, we have to scroll up and no.
Oh
No. Let's try. Come on.
What's going on?
Why won't you scroll? Thank you. There you go.
All right. Gilda, Susan, Logan, Sean, Yoff, Wendy, Jess, Lizette. I can't.
That's Laurie.
That's our Laurie?
Our Laurie, yeah. I have no idea who Wes Gribbett is, but hello,
welcome.
They seem to have changed the way they're displaying the names here, so we've got no idea.
Improvements, of course, progress.
No more. And
Cass.
And we got Cass, and Yoff kicked us off with our first super chat. Cos, as you fine and observant fine people, okay. That's Savannah, isn't it? They have why are they displaying all the names funny today? Answers on a postcard, please, too. Why has Facebook gone insane? YouTube gone insane.
YouTube. Yes. And our Lori is celebrating a 28th anniversary on the 4th of July this week.
Was that when she first came to us?
28.
Oh, it's Shauna.
It's
okay.
Shauna. That's
Why is
very
this,
strange way they're putting up names.
Well, there's a few peeps here. Not a ton yet. We need a ton. Just do us a favour and let
Smash
everybody...
the like button like Wendy says.
Spam that.
And there's
there's Donna. And Donna's done us a super chat as well. You guys are just flaming awesome. Yep. And that's also Laurie as well.
Yep. So Laurie, 28 years this week. Imagine that. That's when people come in and say... oh, do you have any openings? I'm like, no, a lot of people have been here a very long time. They don't understand. It's like a little family. All right.
20, how many years?
28.
28. She was there before me.
She was there before we moved to the
She was there before
building.
me. She predates me.
She's a Cherry Hiller.
Oh, and Jess has thrown us a super chat too. Oh my goodness gracious me. You guys, thank you. Thank you.
We used to have a spot up at Cherry Hill with a big front window, and it was a very surreal time of life where things just,
surreal? Your life's never surreal.
It was crazy. And when we moved down to the 180 building, to the Purple House, I said, I don't know, things aren't quite as weird anymore. And one of the people said, oh, they're just as weird. You've just built a tolerance.
I know.
And now some 30 years later, it's just...
I love it. One of the things that you get when you walk through the door of our house here, she's got this little thing which says, relax and embrace the crazy, but it's upside down.
I put it upside down. It's a little,
says it all, really.
A little plaque that says, relax and enjoy the crazy. So, of course, I put it upside down.
Oh, you'd always read the newspaper ads. Let's not go there. That's not suitable for work, my friend. All right.
Laurie used to read the personals in a particular paper out loud to someone else.
Let's not do that.
That's not
no.
But we had a beautiful front table where we would do group divination, and we weren't anywhere near as busy as we are now, so we had a lot more time to.
Sit around and chat and do nothing.
Yeah.
Do nothing.
Yeah.
Well, you had about 4 crystals, didn't you, or something like that?
No, we
fairly minimalistic.
We opened Cherry Hill with $5,000 in merchandise.
We probably got that in one tarot cabinet now, and we've got several tarot cabinets. A lot of tarot cabinets, to be honest. So yeah. Oh gosh, yeah, we're up to 20 viewers already. This is nice. Tell your friends. Let's have everybody join in. If you haven't said hello on the chat, say hello on the chat and we'll say back. And don't forget, today, the awesome thing is, if you guys help us reach our super chat goal, of which we're 3 in at the moment out of 10, we will do a book club tonight. And I've got to tell you, I'm enjoying the book. Here, can I grab it?
Oh, sure.
I just want to show it. It is The Sea Priestess by Dion Fortune. Old Violet Frith here. Well, she's particularly old now because she's shuffled off the planet. But I actually I'm enjoying this. I've struggled with her non-fiction work.
Trainings and Work of an Initiate, Circuit
it's
of
very,
Force.
Very supercilious writing style, and very. I mean, I understand there's like almost 2 generations between us, because this was written in the 30s, I want to say.
yeah.
It was. Well, certainly all of us stuff was around then, and that's like 90 years ago. You have to understand. It's nearly 100 years old. Will we have copies? We did. I think we've got it on the shelf. We might.
I think I've sold it out now.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll order more. We
Yeah,
can do that.
But I
absolutely,
think
yeah.
the last couple times people have come in to get them. So
Well, that happens. And I've
I
no
think we
idea
do
who
have a couple.
Moonshine 154 is. Hello, because the names are weird today. If you've not joined us before, welcome to our
If
channel.
Moonshine 154 is a channel member, then how do we know?
No, they're not a channel member because they're not green.
All right. And Susan's given us a super chat.
Oh, Susan, you're awesome. You're awesome. And look at all those hearts being spammed and all that
Nice.
fun stuff. We love that.
All right.
So keep it going, folks. Yes, fabulous book, and we'll be doing that later if you guys get us up to
All
the super
right.
chats. Thank you.
So, 18 watching and 5 likes. Smash the like button, peeps.
And spam the hearts. It all works.
Let me just say that we are now on the cusp of July 2025.
Oh lordy, it's tomorrow.
So I'm recording Taroscopes later today, and they'll be out. And I could really just talk about the astrology of this month for hours. But
we don't have hours.
I
We've
have
got
to-
an hour.
to parse it, so that I have to parse it a little bit.
You talk about me waffling. I don't know.
Yeah. But what I want to say, a few things that are important to kind of set the stage for the play out of things that are going to be happening in July.
The word inflection point.
Well, what does that mean to you?
What does an inflection point? It means that we're actually like a pivotal point, and either something really good or something fairly crappy may happen.
Well,
but it's an inflection point. It's not an insignificant point or juncture.
In the spiritual world, it tends to remain balanced. So if something amazingly horrible happens at that inflection point, something amazingly good will also happen to balance that.
Equal and opposite reaction. We've got Carol just joined us. Hello, Carol.
Right, I'll add her to the list.
And did we say hello to Lizette? I don't recall. If we
think
didn't,
so,
we did.
yes.
We should. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to have to, over the next, obviously, 4 or 5 Mondays in July, try to talk about what's going on. But to set the stage, like I was saying before we...
And we've got Heather as well. I don't know if you've written her down. I missed her.
Yeah. So she came before Carol.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm screwing you up.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Try continue. I'm sorry.
All right.
All right.
For the third and final time of trying to say the same thing, to set the stage for July, we want to begin to ask ourselves individually what our primary focus is, right? This month is going to be chaos and turmoil and unexpected things and just, right? So focus on what you want to focus on. What do you value? And focus on the balance of things. What do you really feel hopeful about? Something that you can put your energy into and feel hopeful about? And what do you feel hopeless about? What do you feel like you have no control over? So that's that balance that I was... It's just spam.
I'm going to just get rid of it. Because we don't need things buzzing. I'm sorry.
All right. That's the balance that I was trying to talk about, right? So something you want to focus on, something really good that you want to build, and something that you feel might be out of your control that you want to gain control over. Because this is the month to do that. And what you do in the month of July is like a launching pad for the rest of 2025, right? So I'm sure some of the sensitive people are already starting to feel that energy of Mercury retrograde, right? And Mercury is going to be retrograde in Leo, regal, royal, Leo, right?
Good for me, eh?
And the full moon that's coming up is Capricorn, which is also a focus on leadership, right? And public energy. We have the new moon that will come at 2 degrees Leo. And that's going to, again, put a focus on leadership. We have Uranus this week in the death throes of Taurus, 29 degrees Taurus. So that's going to give us shocking news, seismic activity, volcanic activity, and big shocking news in the finance sector.
Oh, Lordy.
Okay. So this month is full of the possibilities. I'm writing her down. You don't have to tell
You
me.
also got Laura of the North first.
Maybe you do have to interrupt me and tell me. It's okay. I don't know what I was saying now.
Big news in the finance sector, to bring you back on to what you were just saying. Shocking news in the finance sector.
Okay, I was saying that the full moon and the new moon both are focused on leadership and visibility, like royalty, things that are public figure kind of things. And we can see that there might be some regime changes or financial disturbances, things like that, brought on by this movement of Uranus. This is the last week. On the 7th, it's going to move into Gemini. It will retrograde back because we always have that third time's the charm. Trouble happens in threes. But it's basically then going to be in Gemini till 2033. Now, that's something we really want to pay attention to. And again, I'm sure it will be a topic of conversation if I can stay on the train. I'll probably have a better chance of talking about it on Taroscopes.
All right. I've said nothing.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
So here's what I want us to think about. Uranus and Pluto are outer planets, and they affect generations of things. But we know as above, so below. So when Uranus moves into Gemini, it will no longer be in an out of sign aspect. It will be in air, Gemini, beginning degrees, just like Pluto is in Aquarius, beginning degrees. So we will have Uranus trine Pluto. Now, these aspects between Uranus and Pluto, we can kind of look at them and see what was happening, right? And the biggest thing that our generation can remember is Pluto and Uranus conjunct, right? Acting as one. Chaos, revolution, upheaval, right? Secrets being exposed, right? That happened in the mid-60s, and a guy named Rick Tyrannus, is that how you say his name? Tyrannus? He wrote a huge documentary about that coming together. But there are other aspects that have happened, right? In 1902, they were opposed to each other. And we saw the end of the Victorian era and the beginning of the Edwardian era.
Uh-huh.
30,000 people were killed in a Mount Pelée volcanic eruption.
Wow.
Cuba gained its independence. There was a coal strike. Air conditioning was invented.
How Aquarian is that? How
air is that, right? And, we when we have these aspects, we should expect the unexpected. And if any astrologer tells you they know exactly what's going to happen this month, they're full of crap. Because the people that were looking towards what was going to happen had no idea exactly what was going to happen, right? So the good and the bad, right? Teddy Roosevelt was president in 1902, and he was the first president to ride in an automobile. So we see these inventions. This is Uranus. It wants to innovate. It wants to invent. And Pluto, really in Aquarius, wants these inventions for the good of humanity. So it's really interesting. That was an opposition. They have to come to a compromise. In 2015, right? So in the 60s, they're working together, conjunct. In 1902, they're opposed. They have to come to a compromise. In 2015, there was a huge earthquake in Nepal, and they were squared. Pluto and Uranus were squared. Expect the unexpected. The UK had a huge immigration crisis, refugees. And same-sex marriage was signed into law. So, again,
revolutionary times, if you will.
Expect the unexpected. Now we have them in trine. And trine is a very positive aspect. They help each other. They're at the very early degrees of air signs, Gemini and Aquarius. And what do we think when we think about Gemini? Gemini is air, the breath, the lungs part of the body. And, you know, because we're into Ogham, we kind of see the trees as the lungs of the earth.
Well, they literally are.
Right? Also, Gemini rules the hands. So to me, AI that is part of this configuration might also be expressed through robotics and very technologically focused robotic surgeries and, you know, quantum leaps forward in that way, quantum technology, Pluto. But Uranus also wants chaos, you know. But here we are at this pivotal time between now and the beginning of 2026, where we have this launching pad, and then we get off into discussions about Neptune and Saturn conjunct for the first time at 0 degrees Aries. There's just, again, so much that I could talk about that would really bring us into another era, right? Also, a good news is that Uranus is conjunct, acting as one with Venus while this trine is taking place. So again, like, what do you value? What do you want to focus on? What's important to you? If you could not worry, but plan for crazy scenarios, right? I mean, prior to Roosevelt being president, nobody expected that the president was going to be able to travel in a motor car, right? Prior to air conditioning being invented, nobody expected that we were going to have that kind of technology, right?
We had punkawallers.
Yeah. So I think we have an opportunity here for fantastic growth and wonderful things to empower people. But, you know, the old regime does not want to die to allow the new regime to take over. But we definitely have that battle.
It's true.
Yeah, definitely have that battle.
I mean, like, renewables, for example. I mean, we need to make better use of renewables. It's an inexhaustible resource because it's renewable. So long as we have the sun, so long as we have flowing water and gravity, which is going to be around.
Stuff, right?
Yeah, we have the ability, and it's so much cheaper. But we're being lied to by the fossil fuel industry that has basically bought government, and the effing bull that they throw around is mind numbing. We got one planet. Everybody on this planet breathes the same air, So we could be doing a much better job than we're damn well doing. And that doesn't make me a tree-hugging socialist, lefty commie faggot or whatever you want to brand me, just because I actually care. Laurie, thank you for the super chat. That's very sweet of you. We have 5 to go to get our book club tonight. Oh gosh, everybody's chiming in with some good stuff. Yes, I like air conditioning too.
Yes,
it's good.
we do.
We do.
So yeah, just think about Uranus is chaos, right? Chaos, disruption, but it's also invention, innovation, an instant fix to a problem that affects loads of people, right? We were all sweating to death. Air conditioning. Boop. Instant fix to a process.
Well, if you can afford it.
Right.
I mean, it's like television, the first TVs. When I was growing up, I know this is going to show my age now, TVs were so expensive in the UK, you rented them. And there were these companies like Granada, which actually went into program production after a while. Excuse me. Where you'd rent your TV, and like colour TV was like mind-numbing. You actually got a colour TV. But it would come with somebody, the repairman would come out and jiggle the wires and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, what are TVs now? You can go to your big box store and get a 70-inch flat screen TV for $400.
Yes, and it's so environmentally stable.
No,
yes, the
not.
age of
Excuse me,
Aquarius
I'm
is
so
caring
sorry.
about humanity, the world, and all that kind of thing.
Should have
All
got
right.
some water.
So Uranus, again, is this expect the unexpected. So plan for miracles. Right?
Yeah, why
Plan
not?
for an amazing quantum leap forward.
A realization.
Plan for amazing solutions. But at the same time, think about what you can do to harness some of this energy. What can you do to have a quantum leap forward for yourself? What can you do to embrace this change to make things better for yourself, right? Gemini is really focused on education, communication. Uranus and Gemini, we're going to see huge debates and things go on with freedom of speech, which we're already starting to see some of that, right? Freedom of speech.
Speedom of Freach.
Yeah. I was watching one of the other astrologers who said that the last time Uranus was in Gemini, leaving Gemini, the death throes of Gemini, is when George Orwell's 1984 was published. So I think we're going to see some interesting things come out published-wise with AI and inventions, and like I said, things to do with air travel, probably some debates and study about UFOs, and even astrology and astronomy are ruled by Uranus. So we might see some quantum leaps forward in understanding outer planets and celestial bodies, or there might be some discoveries of things that have gotten lost with ancient monuments. There's just so many ways this could go that are both positive and
We got flying cars. We already got them.
Her hovercraft is full of eels.
Mein hovercraft is full of eels. Yes.
But in the wake of that, we also have this seismic activity. I mean, I'm not trying to be the doomsdayer by any means, but not one, not two, but three doomsday fish have come to the surface. And that is significant mythological folklore about a cataclysmic earth event. And we've seen all these earthquakes in the Ring of Fire.
Pacific Rim, yeah.
And, a huge one in Nepal. If you go onto the earthquake website,
USGS, it's US
it's like
Geological Survey.
phenomenal. There's like 53 earthquakes above this seismic activity. Volcanoes. What did I say last night? There were 45 active volcanoes.
Something
By
like that.
active, they consider if they've had some sort of change or eruption in the last 3 months. They're looked at by seismologists as volcanologists as active. And Kilauea just erupted again yesterday. So there's a big focus on that and the seismic activity in Idaho, very close to Yellowstone, and then Etna, very close to that big supervolcano. So expect the unexpected this month. Big shakeups, right? Earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, just moving and shaking. But also expect that with leadership and freedom of speech and Pluto exposing secrets, right, that bring chaos. If people really learned the truth about XYZ, there might be a revolution, right? So prepare yourself, because we are now, in the next few days, going to move into July, and we've been focused on and talking about the craziness of July. It's kind of a 3-part scene where we have all this crazy stuff, and then we have the full moon and all that crazy stuff, and then we have kind of our outro. So July is quite the play, beginning, middle, end, that talks about this really big push towards the age of Aquarius. And that's what I've got to say about that. But obviously I have a lot more stuff to say as we go forward. I've got tons of notes.
Well, let's address some of the comments while you're getting your stuff together.
Well, that's all I have to say for now.
All right, so so Savannah's saying she gets constant downloads of ideas and inventions, and it's an idea, and then she'll see it come out several years later. And she has this theory that multiple people are given these downloads at the same time. And you know what? I think you're quite correct in that. I think that something comes and appears. I mean, it's like, speaking from my own personal experience, when Lisa was working on something and Christopher was working on exactly the same thing at the same time, kind of thing, and it's just like interesting.
Well, not exactly the same thing, but tapping into the same
kind of resource or whatever.
Yeah.
So what I would say is, listen, just because you have brilliant ideas, a brilliant idea is great. If only you knew an engineer or two, that could take your idea and turn it into
a reality.
A reality. And that's the thing. That's how we bring about actual physical change. Before, so many of the revealed religions just give, like, in the beginning was the Word. Well, yeah, the world's all well and good, but until you've had a thought that you can actually turn into words, you ain't got a word. And that word then becomes the way that you communicate your concept, your idea, to whatever, to another person, to yourself even, as you write it down and document it. You have to put it into something understandable, unless, of course, you're Lisa, which looks like bloody hieroglyphics all over the piece of paper.
That's just I write in glyph when I'm talking about.
So, but this is part and parcel of our manifestation process of taking our idea and turning it into a tacit reality, and then once you've got your concept down, then you start to put a plan behind it and act on your plan, and lo and behold, you've got you've got something that's actually real. And then you ain't finished, because then you have to take the bugs out of it, because there's bound to be problems. Nothing's perfect. It's like when you start with an instrument for the first time, you're going to suck. Everybody sucks. Nobody's born a child prodigy who can just play whatever, unless they've got some kind of weird miswiring or pro-wiring or whatever way it is. But yeah, you have to practice at things. You have to hone your skills. You have to work and work and work and work and work at it. Yes, and there's nothing wrong with flying cars. You're now taking your experience of people's ineptitude and you're extrapolating that forwards. But if I'm a good engineer, I will try and prevent that by putting in safety systems that ensure that people cannot fly into a building or whatever. But those systems also fail, and it will inevitably happen. But, even though there's been a lot of air crashes of late, it still remains the singularly safest form of travel, and that includes walking. You've got more chance of getting run over than you actually do
Of falling out the sky?
of falling out the sky.
I don't know. July is falling out the sky time.
I
would be really opposed to taking a flight anywhere in July.
Statistically, you've got to look at the numbers.
You think as we've been leading up this year to this air traffic issues and things that we're having, we're coming to that peak July.
You know what? The air traffic issues, it seems to be coming down to command and control.
Control, I said
command
leadership,
and control. Yes. Yeah, well, command and control systems, and all systems break down. They absolutely do. The Onion has a wonderful story about exactly why this is a bad idea. And The Onion, of course, is satire. And if you don't know that, then maybe you should. Okay? It's satire. Okay, so anyhow, we got 5 more super chats to go if you guys want to be entertained by us with the Sea Priestess tonight. So please, if you're thinking about it, think about it. And we never said hello to Laura of the North, who's joined us. We never said hello to Peggy, who's joined us. Hello to Doris Jean, who joined us ages ago. I'm trying to play catch up here, but it's all getting beyond me. Anyway, we'll start on readings, shan't we?
Yeah, I think we should light a candle.
Well, because, honey, I'm sure hard to handle now. Yes, indeed.
No, I like having a candle when we read. So I'm going to use our beautiful summer solstice one because it has really nice energy, and everybody can pull the vibe off there.
We just like the sun, don't we? We just like the sun.
Alrighty.
All right.
You're first this time.
Okay.
And it's Gilda.
Gilda, who was first? King of Pentacles, Gilda. This is okay. This is a good card. It indicates, opulence, doing okay, enjoying the fruits of your, I don't want to say labours here. So he doesn't strike me as a particularly laborious individual.
I think he's just kind of king.
I think he's just kind of, yes, I'll take the money, thank you so much. Yes. We will have some more ermine on my collar, please. Poverty-stricken individuals. So I don't know. There's so much about this. I think whilst it's okay and it's important, what is it they say? It's nice to be important, isn't it? But it's way more important to be nice. And somehow I feel that you may need to take somebody ever so gently through the garden of enlightenment here and appraise them of their
need for kindness,
need for compassion and kindness. Do you know what I'm saying? I think you do. I think you know that. So yeah, especially when it comes to the oppression of people's spirits, which is what the bloody great big hoof on the hoof is doing here. So yeah, sometimes you need to champion a cause, and it doesn't. You can get results by raising an eyebrow rather than necessarily the roof. But I think it's possibly being indicated.
I was raising an eyebrow.
Oh, you were raising. She's always raising an eyebrow. Listen, I'm always in it. It's only the depth that varies, right, as you people well know.
I'm up for Susan.
We need 5 more super chats, people. We do.
Susan.
Oh, hello. That's all right.
Things are coming into a flow. It is important to pay attention. It is important to remember to exhale and not get caught up in chaos. But I also feel like some kind of regeneration here, rejuvenation, right? All these retrogrades. That's the other thing. When we get into July, we're going to have Mercury retrograde, Pluto retrograde, Neptune retrograde, and Saturn retrograde. So we get to rethink,
revisit.
Yeah.
Reanalyze.
So there may be some things that you're taking a second look at and making some adjustments to in order to get the best possible outcome. So it's ideas, commitments, and work that you've been doing that you may now adjust the terms of for the best possible outcome.
I love it. Why not?
Okay.
It's all good. Oh, thank you so much. Savannah sent us a super chat. That's
All right,
awesome.
so
Who do I have?
For Logan.
Logan. Victory. It's a good card.
It's good. There's
Good
a
card.
hidden
I was
hidden
going to say
warrior.
that.
Yeah.
There's the hidden
Oh,
forces
sorry.
are coming to your aid. No, that's perfectly cool because I think we both want to draw your attention to the one you cannot see behind here. So sometimes to be victorious, you need to work sometimes in the background
Stealthy,
a little bit.
right? Because there's
Yeah.
there's 6 wands, but you can only see 4 dudes behind the horse and 1 on. So there's a secret guy somewhere.
There's a dude hanging out there. We can't see him, but we can see his bloody wand, you know? So let your actions speak for themselves here, I think is the key, all right? It's so easy sometimes to get pulled into the drama of a situation and almost, forgive me, overreact, you know?
Well, yeah, right, because Uranus says, here's this curveball. And
you're going to swing and miss.
right, so you're going to make sure you have a catcher.
You know, so it's the quiet work that you do with this here. The quiet work where we pull it all together, yeah? And let your actions speak for themselves, all right? Let that be your testimonial. It's not about what you say you can or will or whatever. It's literally, this is about what you do. And it really is about letting your actions speak for themselves. And you will be victorious. You don't need to be the one on the horse that everybody's worshipping, you know.
You be the hidden
Sometimes
guy.
you can be the hidden guy and do
Making it happen.
extremely bloody well with that. So just take that under advisement. Sometimes you have to make a hue and a cry. Sometimes you just quietly get on with it. And the quietly get on with it is what makes it happen. All right?
All right, Sean.
Oh, Susan sent us a super chat too. Thank you so
Sean.
much. Only 3 more to go.
Oh my God, Sean.
What's he got? Oh no.
Right.
Fret.
I always tell people worrying is manifesting in reverse. So sometimes when we are looking ahead, we focus on all the things that could go wrong. You know, like, what if my garden gets destroyed by hail? And what if this? And what if that happens? And what if... And we just focus on all the what if negative things.
What if I can't get the spare back up?
So worrying only draws to you the things that you're focused on. And this is a big time to focus. So start thinking about how best to deal with the curveballs, right? Okay, there's a possibility that some severe weather may impact some of my garden. What's my plan? If there's something I really want, maybe I'll plant some more of those seeds. I still have 120 days to get that to come to fruition, right? So you're not necessarily in a place where you could avoid every single negative thing, but you are in a place where a plan is much better than focusing on the worry part. And I think we could all take that into consideration for this month. There's going to be some crazy stuff. How are you going to mitigate it? Right? You don't have to just never sleep again and cry in your bed. You can make plans. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, survival plans that could be really good in the long run. Yoff.
Hello, Yoff. Yoff, the fashion icon. We love him. Oh, hey. This is about getting fractious energies.
15th mansion.
Yes. Getting fractious energies to operate in a cohesive manner, bringing all the stuff together. You're actually very, very good at that. You're good at it. So play to your strengths here and bring those kind of, we're all spiraling all over the place to bring these things into a focus and direct them, using whatever subtlety, threats, etc. you need to use. Use all the damn tools in your toolbox, but get this going in the right direction. Bada bim, bada boom, it all comes into place superbly well and really quickly. And this is not just a house on a hill with a river running past, which is a tremendous thing in Feng Shui terms. This is a ruddy palace, and you've also got a weir here as well, so you've got a source of food. So if you can get your proverbial poop together, and harness those fractious energies and bring them all into a cohesive pattern, you can expect to see almost instantaneous, highly beneficial results. So embrace that. That's what I would say to you. Is your man fretting more, or is he saying
No,
this?
he's saying his spare tire is not going to be...
It should not. Your spare tire will no longer haunt your dreams. You can cope with it.
All right, Jess. All right, Jess.
Fish boy. There's no water in your chart.
This character has the ability to collect and understand messages from other, right? So the fish is poking out of the cup. The fish is temporarily in a place where it can be communicating.
It's a fish out of water.
Right? Normally the fish is hidden in the underworld or in the world of other, right? But right now, the fish is filling this character's mind and voice and creative energy with information, right? They got a big puffy blue hat and the blue scarf covering throat chakra. So it is a time of communicating, using what you glean from other through your intuition or from innocence, and making a really creative way to move forward for yourself, right? Like a reinvention. So listen to what you're getting on the QT, or things that might come through lyrics in a song, or things that are intuitive, and figure out how you're going to use that to the best of your ability. And I do believe you will use that to the best of your ability. And this is the Pisces card, and Saturn is shortly going to retrograde back into Pisces for a little bit before it moves completely into Aries. So there will be a little bit more grounding and collecting of our creativity before we move off there.
Splendid.
Lizette.
Hello, Lizette. How you doing? All right, let's have butchers here. Oh, hey. I'm Gwaitha, Palb and Popeth. Rini Yamo hid. In spite of everyone and everything, we're still here. So, yeah, we all face adversity. We all sometimes take a little bit of a beating, but, you're still standing. Your defenses are intact, and better yet, you're on the outside of them. You've not taken refuge and, I'm hiding in my blanket fort, and I'm not going to... Just bugger off. He's not here. He's gone away. So, yeah, you're still open. It's okay. I know sometimes, especially as somebody who spends so much of their time inspiring others and trying to be extraordinarily positive, it's difficult sometimes when we ourselves feel that we could use a little bit of a boost in inspiration. Do you know what I mean? that we feel almost a tad disillusioned and like, yeah, what the hell's it all for? Here I go again, another fucking losing battle. But it doesn't have to be like that.
Because you have
It
life
doesn't.
experience.
You've gained a lot. You've learned to bat down the nasties. And yeah, okay, occasionally we'll get a slight wound by doing so. But I would cite you the Stuart clan motto, which is strength at the sight of a wound. So here, redouble your efforts. Be self-assured. Know that you can cope with anything that's thrown at you. And take a little time to just give yourself a little pat on the back. Because by doing so, that's going to lift your overall sense of motivation, which makes trying to do everything so much easier. You know, we all sometimes have to clean our block toilet. You know, we just have to. And you can get your hands down there and clean it, and you can be in a right bloody mood about it. You can splash the crap all over yourself, or you could just get on with it. You know what I mean?
Hell,
Yeah, you'll know what she knows what I'm talking about. And sometimes getting mad at it isn't going to help, you know. So just redouble your efforts, give yourself a pat on the back, and just do what you got to do, and you'll get through it.
All right.
Hoyle.
Our Lori.
Yes.
Oh, it's hiding.
Pardon me.
This is a connection for you to past life information or past experiences in this life that will feed your future in a positive way. So why would we have memories anyway? Right? Now, sometimes we hold our past against our future, but maybe that spot in our brain that holds those memories is so we can connect to feelings and energy that will restore us, right? Focusing on a time in this life when you felt well, or when you were doing well, or before traumatic things happened. Or taking experiences that you've collected from understanding past life and how that has opened the path for you in this life. So I think July is like a reckoning for you, or a time of putting things together to be able to move forward in positive ways.
So, in my defence, I will just say that even though you didn't know what I was talking about, Lizette did.
Okay.
So sometimes I make sense. I have no idea though. Who have we got now?
Cass.
Hello, Cass. I'm getting all the Leos, aren't I? I am. Aha! Spin the wheel, round it goes. Where it lands, no one knows. Not so. Not so. It's up to you. Note
I love
here.
when you say that it's held in the butt cheeks of the demon.
See, I was just going to say that as well. She's just like, I'm going to rob all your good lines today. Here's you with a sword of control on top of wheel. Up to you. Up to you how much you spin it, which direction you spin it, whether you spin it forwards, backwards, put a bit of drag on it, etc., whatever it does. You are in control here. So take control, assert yourself. You are not a passenger in your life. Yes, there will be mean and tricksters around the place, and this Hermanubis here, that's his proper name, by the way. He's an amalgam of Hermes and Anubis. All he's got is his butt cheeks to slow the bloody wheel down. So that's not really going to, affect anything, because you don't want to try and grab onto a wheel that's spinning very quickly with your butt cheeks. It's not a good idea.
Thank you, Sue, and I'll put you on the list for a card.
Oh, hello, Sue, and thank you for joining us. Yes. So it's up to you, yeah. And how you see it has a lot to do with it as well, because if we look at what's written around it, we start at the top and read round, it simply says tarot, right? Or if we start at the bottom and go round, we got rota, which itself simply means wheel. Although we could start at the top and go the other way round, and then we get Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Old Testament, or the Judaic, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. So understand that you're one of these. Everybody's getting carried away.
He said it's Anubuts.
Anubuts. No. Hermanubuts. Hermanubuts, yes. So yeah, there you go. The 4 fixed signs of the zodiac, of which you are one. So understand that you can bring about mighty change. It's just belief in yourself that does it. So don't let don't let the buggers grind you down, don't. I know there's an awful lot at the moment that's sapping away our energy, and it's exhausting to try and listen to the absolute diatribe of seemingly nonsensical, hurtful crap that seems to surround us at this present moment in time. But understand that you can be a force of change and a force of revolution. Turn the wheel, okay? Make
the lawnmower people know it's a table.
Yes. This is not a lawnmower. This is a coffee table. Or you could drink tea on it too, but it's still a bloody table. It's not a lawnmower.
Goodness me. All right, Savannah.
Yes.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, you get a drum roll. Not that it's a drum roll, but you get fanfare. That's the way.
This is nice. Happiness. We know that this is the card of like a happy union and a happy family life, but something is standing out to me today for you to say that this has to do with chakras.
Okay.
Right? And maybe seeing those chakras that are contained within the 3 cauldrons and bringing all of this into a balance and a harmony, right? Are you feeding your soul? Are you feeding your passion? Are you feeding your stability? How can you redress that balance to reach new heights, right? So take care and fill those cups. Take care and balance those cups. Don't allow them to overflow and get lost. You don't want to lose resources. Slow them down a little bit, and if that's the case, or speed up the ones that need to get filled. So I just feel like this is a chakra message for you, not necessarily a family message. I don't know why, but that's where I'm at.
So folks, we have 3 minutes and 40 seconds to get 2 more super chats. Come on, you can do it.
8 minutes.
No, this is the clock. I put it on 5 minutes before we started. I started at exactly 12:56. So,
all right.
So come on, get your act together,
peeps.
You have Helena.
And keep in mind, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4,
we'll get
5,
there.
6, 7 people for 8 minutes.
Let's have a couple more super chats, please. So this is a great card. Also, the 15th mansion where we're talking about now, and this is the one that for Lisa and I kicked it all off. A fellow sat on a bench inditing, and that's what he's doing. But this is very much about fashioning that which, first off, he's actually outside of the city. Understand that. He's moved to the outside of the city. He has distanced himself from the madding crowd, all right? Because sometimes to actually concentrate on what we're doing, we need to really focus on what we're doing, and not allow stuff to detract from our thought process or our actual physical process of creation, whatever it is that we're working on to actually bring about. But this is somebody who needs no instruction. This is somebody who needs no urging and prompting. They have literally got their act together and they are doing it. So this is the message for you: is step outside of the crazy humdrum madness. Be calm. Focus on what you need to and just simply get on with it, and look what happens. It's beautiful. You've got it going on. So,
right.
So that. Come on, folks. 2 more super chats in 2 minutes. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. We'd appreciate it greatly.
Donna. Change and renewal. This card can also be very revealing. So I feel like for you, some things are going to be illuminated that you've been trying to understand, or new information is coming into focus so that you can be more educated about the direction you're going, or how you're going to make this transition or transformation. I like the white horse. There's always that promise of something exciting when a white animal appears. So there is some sort of big change, big deconstruction, reconstruction. But I think that there's a lot more information coming in the next couple of weeks that allows you to feel a lot more comfortable in your position. You know, we see from where we're standing, and if we can see a bigger scope, then sometimes we have a better idea what the whole picture is. And I think that's kind of where this card is alluding to for you.
As you do.
All right.
Thank you for the super chat, Helena. One more, and we got 33 seconds to get it in. Somebody,
Heather.
anybody.
Heather.
Heather. Perception is key here, Heather. Sometimes we get ourselves in a position where all that we see is a problem, you know. And if we look at this person, it appears that she is bound and blindfold on a tidal flat with the tide out, surrounded by a prison of swords, and it doesn't look good. But if we look a tiny bit closer, we actually see that a simple shrug and those blinds fall away. And then you can lift the blindfold and see that the swords do not ensnare you at all. You can simply walk out of there. So you actually have the capability to move forwards. You are not as restricted as you think you are. So maybe as we move into this retrograde period, it's a great time to reassess your situation, to revisit certain things that may have always been like a perpetual sticking block for you, something you've never really been able to overcome. And whether that's, you know, a bit of personal sort of, not shadow work entirely, but introspection, you know, or looking at what it is that you've been prepared to accept that's sort of passed on from other people. And maybe, you know, drawing a line in the sand and saying this doesn't have to be that way. A change of perception is actually a change in reality. Please know that.
What are you not looking at that could be the information you need, right?
Correct.
All right. Carol. Sometimes it really sucks to be the strength.
Mm-hmm.
It really sucks to be the one that's got to carry the burdens and get the things delivered where they need to go. And I feel like there's some sort of focus for you right now on the attention to detail of your personal responsibility, or the responsibility that you have to others, not just family, but groups and organizations. And there's this realization that you can kind of get other people to help you carry these things, but you have to alert them to the point that you would like them to help you carry them, right? If you've just always done it, people will be like, well, that's who does it. She always does it. But if you say, excuse me, would you take your stick back for this, please? Because I'm feeling like I don't want to carry this stick anymore. You'd be amazed at how much easier life could be.
Here's your stick back.
Yep. Laura of the North.
Hello, Laura of the North. Oh, hey, the wish card.
Nice.
Nice card. Love this a lot. Love it. Just ask yourself though, because there's part of this character's arms sort of folded is almost a bit like the Four of Cups, you know, with the like, I'm not sure I want to accept this. And so just ask how much of the conditioning of you still holding on to, of the be careful what you wish for because you just might get it, which is where you've been conditioned to believe that it's wrong to have aspirational thoughts because they come with an unpayable price. And that is straight away sabotaging your propensity to actually aspire to anything, isn't it? Because without aspirational thinking, you will aspire to nothing. And to subscribe to the viewpoint that it is wrong to have aspirational thinking is self-defeating. So it's okay to have a wish, but it's more than a wish. You've got to then just turn that into a plan and act on that plan, you know. But the first point of it is to have that aspirational thought and to dissociate any negative connotation from having that aspirational thought. And I know you say, oh, well, no, I'm a kind of inherently positive person. And yes, you are. I'm sure you are. But we all have to ask ourselves, you know, when's the other shoe going to drop, you know? And it is like that. We have been, although we don't recognize it, subtly conditioned to have this almost negative expectation if we have a wish. So ask yourself, am I doing that? Or am I allowing my thoughts to soar and really push on unabated? Because that's key. All right?
All right.
Who we got now?
Peggy.
We got a few people to read today, don't we?
We just have 2 more left.
Okay.
Peggy.
And then we have card of the week.
Peggy, time to make the charge. Time to take action. Time to get things moving. You know, I've talked to other people about plans, but I think that you've been planning, and now is the time to take action. Speak up. Get things moving. Kick the horse. Manage the projects. Get it done. Remember I said in the beginning, the things that you do this month kind of set the program for the next 6 to 8 months. So make sure you like the program you've got, and if you don't, time to make the change.
So there you have it.
Sue.
King of Solomon. Good judgment tends to come from bad experiences, but the bad experiences tend to come from poor judgment. So this, I think, is a case of you just necessarily going back and just revisiting, and without...
Ooh, getting close.
What's the word am I talking about? Without self-recrimination. That's the word I was looking for.
That's the 10th for the book club.
Okay, all right. I don't know if that counts anymore because it went.
Well, even though
that.
time chimed out, we know that it's the 10th one. So.
Right. I just don't think they count them after that, but it's all right.
Yeah, but
guys,
we can
next
count
time,
them.
help us make our goal. It's good for us in YouTube, but it's okay. We'll do our book club tonight. We will.
All right, so this is Sue. Sorry, Sue.
So coming back to Sue, self-recrimination for making what could be, in retrospect, a poor decision at that time doesn't help you, all right? I would try and... There's a concept which doesn't translate into English. It's Japanese. It's called kaizen. And it's like an enduring passion of continual improvement that comes from the heart. And the idea is if somebody comes up to you and goes, oh yeah, you know, you think you've created something perfect, and somebody comes up to you and goes, well, if you did on this and this and this, it'd be even better. But some in the Western mindset would see that as, oh my gosh, I failed. I didn't get it right, you know. But to strive for perfection is actually setting yourself up for failure. Better to strive for excellence, and if you find a better way of doing something, that is something to be celebrated, so long as you incorporate that knowledge. And I think you're being asked to, as I said, go back and revisit some things and re-examine your thought process in certain key areas. What was it that made you make the decision you made at that time? And would there be a better way of doing it? And this is not regret. This is not ruining the day. This is actually learning from that experience. Because to finish as I started, understand bad experiences come from poor judgment, but good judgment itself comes from bad experiences. So take what you've learned and apply it to the future, and you will be wise like Solomon. So there.
All right, so Savannah's asking about the schedule. Pretty much plan that all of the things for the academy are Sunday evenings at 8. There's one Sunday, if Sean is still here, he knows which one. It's the evening of the Craft of the Wise that we plan on going to Bethel to see Weird Al and Puddles. but I don't remember the date of that. But what I can say is
We're
I don't
going
have
to
a
feed the
calendar on me right
mosquitoes, are we?
here, but I know I don't have a calendar on me right here. But to make things simple, I just put all of the Academy of the Occult on Sunday evenings at 8 p.m., including the workshop and class, which it'll be really important to see where that new moon is happening in Leo. That's going to be an important discussion that we have in the Academy class. So if you don't know what the Academy is, the Academy of the Occult is our membership elites, basically, that they get to come to private things that they pay for. So here he says, what's he saying?
No, that's not Sean.
Oh, I thought that, okay. Anyway, so it's Sunday nights for the Academy of the Occult. And then, of course, Mondays are our show that we have here. And Monday evenings are book club. That's pretty much the schedule. But I will make an event on Facebook. We've just been kind of bombarded these past 10 days or so with things that we've had to take care of on in our personal life.
Yes, didn't have an option, I'm afraid.
So we will get back to an order of things shortly.
Yes, normal service will be resumed as soon as possible, just as soon as we've worked out exactly what normal is. So, yeah.
I believe the moon magic. I tried to move everything to Sunday evenings, just for our own peace of mind as well. So we would basically know that we teach and have YouTube on Sunday. We have Magickal Monday and our admin and book club on Monday. On Tuesday,
For the most part.
On Tuesday, we usually work on either writing, the gardening that has to be done, taking care of obligations like grocery shopping and things like that. Wednesdays, Mercury days, a lot of times we will do, again, like magic or writing, things like that. Thursday we work at the shop. Thursday night teach a class. Friday we work at the shop. Friday night we have
Typically a
circles.
circle, yeah.
Saturday we work at the shop, and sometimes we have private gatherings on Saturday nights. So that's pretty much our schedule. But to try to fit everything in, we've moved Academy stuff to Sunday evenings. But I will make a post about that. Again, I have to record the tarot scopes. I haven't done that. There's a lot of admin that has to be taken care of today. And please understand we do our very best. Things are just very interesting for us right now.
Ain't that fun, eh?
I mean, even the nodes are retrograde. All right, card of the week.
You're picking it. Better be a good one. Make it a good one. Oh, F.
Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. And this really is stuff coming at you from all directions. And I think that's what this week is going to be. Everybody's going to have an idea. Everybody's going to want to execute their idea. You're going to have to catch all kinds of curveballs. Expect it coming from above you. Expect it coming from below you. Expect it coming from the sides. And just be ready. Be ready to take it on and be ready to have a brilliant idea of how to fix it. And that's that Uranian energy combined with Gemini. Here's a brilliant thought that will fix the chaos.
July 13th.
All right,
Sean
so
has chimed
there's
in.
no occult thing on July 13th. The Academy is all the other Sundays.
So Sean must be like 10 minutes behind.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know
It's
how
just,
far behind
who the
anything.
hell knows what's going on anymore? I don't know.
No.
The one thing that gets me about this card is when you look at it. I mean, yeah, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one, but everybody's trying to overcome everybody
And
else.
everybody's dressed in a different color.
Yeah,
They've all got a
everybody's
different
trying
agenda.
to my one higher than your one. Do you know what I mean? My one higher than your one. My one higher than your one. And there is this. Oh, hello. We just got a big burst off there. That was kind of important. There is this thing that sometimes, you know, the noisiest one isn't the one you need to take notice of. All right, it's a distraction. It's just because I'm shouting at the top of my voice through a megaphone, or through a 5K PA system, speaking of karaoke, it isn't necessarily right. It isn't necessarily true. It's just loud, okay? Loud and repeated often. And this is not the what is the word I'm looking for? This is not the determination of the validity of the argument,
Just 'cause you're
the
louder.
volume of it has no bearing on its validity or its accuracy
Or the
even.
repetitiveness of it.
Or the repetitiveness of the noise of it, or the sheer indignation of it. Or how dare you accuse me of this when actually you are entirely bloody guilty of it, and that's why you're accused of it. But just getting all indignant and screaming about it does not make their position true or accurate. I think sometimes...
What a week this is going to be.
I think sometimes we all need to separate ourselves from the madding crowd. Spend a little time, examine your heart, and instinctively you will know what is true, because that acid test of is this coming from a place of love will be your straight up, is this actually accurate, or is somebody feeding me a line? Because there's a lot of lions being fed right now. Yeah. And speaking of them, they should probably be fed to the lions, but that's another story altogether. So yeah, keep your cool, keep your head. I know we've still got Al Ghul activated, so
Oh my gosh.
don't
no.
allow yourself to get drawn into an unnecessary argument. Don't have an argument with somebody who thinks the coffee table is a lawnmower. It's pointless. It's like arguing with a person who's drunk or on drugs. They aren't of the ability to actually receive anything. I mean, I'm not going to name names, but there was a person who posted on somebody else's post recently with a response that absolutely confirmed what it was the original person said, which is Fox News are spreading an awful lot of lies, and they are currently being sued because they're again spreading lies and defamation which they know to be completely untrue. And the person just cited back purely Fox News's tagline, and that's it. If you've got your head in an echo chamber and you cannot see the wood for the trees, then I'm sorry, you're beyond reach at this point, until you get that realization. So choose your battles wisely. Don't get drawn into a crazy mad fight over nothing that's just going to frustrate you. Take yourself
Because
from the
maybe
madding crowd. Yeah,
none of their opinions or information are
Exactly.
valid for you. Just
Exactly.
walk away.
Just you can choose to not get involved in the affray here, that you can go separate yourself, and that you can go recuperate and spend time with your own tribe. Yeah, come to the awareness shop. It's a great place. You'll feel a lot better. Come and dump the crap into the salt outside and just suck up some of the incredibly good vibe there.
May we all use the information coming this week for our highest good and for the highest good of others. So mote it be.
Yep, and even though we didn't make our goal in time, we did make our goal.
10,
so we
we'll
made
see you
10.
at 8 o'clock.
We'll see you at 8. But next time, folks, if you could, it helps us a great deal. Just get it in the
Oh,
time.
YouTube likes us.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But we love you guys. We'll see you at 8 for our book club. Have yourself an amazing day. Be well, be blessed. And
See you later.
don't forget to mash the like button. Bye for now.